we'll fill you in when we get back. We won't be doing a lot of touring around because of the short time that we're going to be there. But most of the family, they may move to Falkirk and Reading, and maybe go and visit my sister-in-law's sister in Field Hill. I think you know all these areas, Bob.
Took a big fade there, Colin. The band's changing. Thanks for picking me up, and if you can, on Sunday, I get some chocolate meat and the Glen Chinook to wash it down.
Yeah, I'm like you. I like the chocolate meat. Nothing better than the chocolate meat along with the hat and the shoe. So that's just a great box, and I do appreciate you stepping in with me. And let's see if Rick is on Brisbane. Rick and Marty are going to be sharing the 3 to 4 p.m. hour, and another Rick from Ottawa will be taking the last hour today. So let's see.
VA3, Charlie Whiskey Mike. Yeah, we're here. We've been listening on. I was waiting for a chance to check in, but hey, you had a good hour, it sounds like, and yeah, well, good luck on your trip there. Yeah, too bad about your brother, and hey, make sure you don't imbibe too much there while you're there in Scotland. There, you better watch that, Colin. Your celebration of life, you guys might celebrate a little too much there, you. Anyway, well, it's too bad about your brother. Anyway, we're in here listening. I talked to Marty already. He's going to try and be on here as well. He's getting a new furnace installed. So, anyway, and your usual self down here, and we're hearing just about everybody, no problem. So, but the band conditions, it is pretty noisy down here today, again. So, anyway, and I was out there with the snow, and my wife was doing a little bit too, and she came in and said it's snowing again. So, I don't know whether it's snowing or blowing, who knows. Anyway, I heard you say it was -6 up there, and I know it was -3 or something like that a little while ago, but I haven't checked recently. So what temperature you got up there now, Colin, do you know?
Yeah, I think it's still -6. Initially this morning it was -3, but the temperature seems to be dropping. The wind chill was -17 this morning, about -15, so it's come down a wee bit. So, but it's still cold. That's all right, I can see. But I'll wish you very best, 73, and if Barney's on, I'll look back at what Barney was in, and hopefully everything is well with both you and Barney. So, turn it over to you, Rick, so you can get your house started. At one station right at the start of my house, goes HSS from Brentford, and then it was quiet for the next about 25 minutes, and then came back and we had a nice little funeral, and then after that, 3 or 4 seconds, so the last half an hour or so was pretty good. Good to see you, Rick.
Yeah, okay, Colin, and you have a good trip there, and well, glad last week there the warplane was closed, and apparently Chuck was on here and picked it up, and he worked quite a few people there, and Marty was in there listening for a while. So anyway, we'll see if Marty's there. Marty, are you there? Can you say hello to Colin there, or? Okay, well, 73, and we'll start here our hour. And, yeah, anyway, this is VA3 Charlie Whiskey Mike for the Warplane Heritage Museum and Radio Room. And we're on the TP net. This is the TP net, and we're looking for check-ins. Anybody, anywhere. Going out, please.
Victor Echo 3, Papa Romeo uniform.
Okay, Papa Radio Uniform, VA3 Papa Radio Uniform. How are you today? And I think I heard you on there with Colin there, or?
VA3CWM, good afternoon, Rick. I believe your name is Rick. Yes, you heard me with Colin. The name is Alpha Lima, and I'm located in Trenton. And we're doing fine here, Rick. How about you?
Oh, yeah, we're just waiting for a big storm to come, I'm guessing. Yeah, anyway, yeah, my wife was outside just as I was getting on the radio. She came in here and I was listening to Colin. And, yeah, anyway, she said she was clearing up the last little bit there that didn't get cleared up, and it started snowing again. So, was it snowing there, Al, in Trenton? Is it snowing there?
Well, Rick, right now it's not snowing. The sun is out. It's quite windy, but the snow is blowing around. It's trying to make snowdrift in the driveway. I had everything cleaned up just before lunch. Spent about 2.5 hours cleaning up this morning, and was looking pretty good. But the wind is up, so it's not snowing, but it is blowing snow. So whatever is on the ground is being moved around by the wind. So anyway, hopefully to answer your question there, Rick. And yes, we're waiting for. There's more to come, so we're ready for it as far as I can tell.
Yeah, well, I kind of think that's what happened here, too. It's the snow blowing around. Yeah, we're not supposed to get dumped on until Sunday. And I was talking to somebody on the phone there about that, and she told me that she'll believe it when she sees it. You know, in Hamilton, we're in a protected area here, being on the end of the lake, I think. But I remember one year that Buffalo got snowed on really bad. They were snowed in. My brother-in-law had to go from Toronto with his snow removal equipment. They were on loan to Buffalo to go down and clean them up, and we didn't have all that much here. So we're in a protected area. Anyway, yeah, I kind of think that's what it's doing here too, blowing around. It was when I was out there, it was -2, and like Colin says, I think it's getting colder here now, and the wind's probably picked right up. So that's probably what's happening here. And I heard somebody say they were in for a big one in the States. Was that you, or was that somebody else? Over.
That was somebody else there, Rick, for sure. Yeah, I forget his name now, but yes, that was somebody else that was talking about it. We'll be getting more, but today we should be okay right now. But it's going to get much, much colder. We're -2 here right now as well. So yeah, and yeah, you're right. You're on the right side of the lake for sure, kind of protected over there. So I'm not sure if you're up on the plateau or if you're down on the lower part, but yeah, it's definitely a protection for sure there. So yeah, Buffalo can get a whole lot of snow at times for sure. Not the place to be if you don't like the snow. Anyway, that's about the size of things there, Rick. Pretty much everything else is covered for the time being. You got a pretty good signal, so hopefully your hour goes well. You get lots of callers. Yeah, the band seems to be holding up reasonably well today. So anyway, anything else, Rick, before I go?
Yeah, it's you're about almost 10 over here in Hamilton. Good signal for sure. And Yeah, that's about all we got there, Al, and Lake Pound says -6 here now, so it's getting colder and the wind is blowing, so I guess the wind chill factor's probably gone down too. Anyway, 73, Al, thanks for the check-in, and yeah, last week we weren't on. I guess Chuck took over and did a good job. He sent me a list of all the guys that checked in, and I was surprised. The warplane was closed last week, and so we figured, well, we wouldn't go on. So I never went on, but Marty was here for a short time, and Marty is getting a new furnace today too, so I don't know if he'll be on here or not. He said he was going to try. Anyway, we'll see if Marty's in there. Marty, are you in there? Go ahead. No, nothing heard. Okay, Al, 73. Okay, we're clear with V3PRU, and we're looking for check-ins on the TP net. This is VA3, Charlie Whiskey Mike.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu.
Chuck, so how are you doing? And yeah, you did a good job there last week. You know, from the list you sent me there, fantastic. So thanks for that. And are we on YouTube today? There, over.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu. Good afternoon, Rick, and all on net. Chuck here in Hamilton, not too far from where Rick is. And Rick, yes, we are streaming live on YouTube. I made it back in time. I went out for my walk to the store and got my coffee cream and some snacks. And boy, I should have wore long johns. When that wind picked up, it was going right through my thick sweatpants. So yeah, I thought I'd get my shopping done before the cold, the extreme cold, and the apparently the snow on Sunday. That remains to be seen, but yeah, I got that out of the way, and it was my pleasure to help out the Hamilton Amateur Radio Club whenever I can. So I had fun doing it, and if I'm available in the future, I'll certainly try and help out. Back to you there, Rick.
Okay, well, thanks for that. And you got to remember, we're all hams. Doesn't matter whether you're in a club or not, you know. We're all hams, and hams help hams. I've had people say that. But, yeah, that's good anyway. Thanks very much for doing that and putting us on YouTube. And that's good. If you stand by on the YouTube, you can take any check-ins that we have on YouTube. People out there that are listening on YouTube or anywhere, this is VA3 Charlie Whiskey Mike, and we're representing the Warplane Heritage Museum Radio Room. And Marty should be here. If he's not here right now, he'll be listening along or coming in shortly. And yeah, I was talking to Marty on the phone, and yeah, he said he was here part-time there last time, and he said he listened in a little bit, and he heard you last week doing a great job there, Chuck, so thanks for that. Anyway, you're there, and anything else you got for us, Chuck? The weather, as far as the weather goes, yeah, you said it right. We'll believe it when we see it, and anyway, I guess it's getting colder out there right now, and the wind's blowing according to my wife. She was just out there. I was out there a while ago, and it was -2 when I was out there, so it wasn't all that bad. I thought, you know, if she was going to finish the snow, I said you better get out there and do it now while it's warm. And well, it wasn't warm. It wasn't that warm, but still, it was warm enough. Anyway, yeah, and then she came in and told me, oh, it's blowing, it's snowing again. Yeah, well, hey, like Al said, it's probably the snow blowing around. So we'll see you there. But I heard I don't know if you're listening on the last hour, but one of the guys was saying that down in the U.S. they're expecting really bad, and some of the grocery stores have been cleaned out because they expect to have bad weather for like 2 weeks or something like that. Did you hear that, Chuck? VA3CJZ from VA3 Charlie Whiskey Mike.
Well, Rick, the last that I heard was that Florida and parts of the southern United States were in a deep freeze and expecting snow. And it's funny because last night we did the AREGnet, and when I did on this day last year at this time, the same thing happened. Snow and state of emergency for several U.S. states. And so, but I haven't heard anything other than the cold in Florida and the snow. But I'm not surprised.
Well, we'll have to wait and see, I guess. And anyway, your usual 20 over here, no problem. Of course, we're not far away from each other, and I can hear you on the remote as well, so no problem there. Anyway, today I got a pretty high noise level again. You know, pretty much the same as last week. No, the week before, yes, or well, Monday. Monday we had a high noise level and then dropped down a bit, so I don't know what's going on. Anyway, yeah, but at least I can hear stuff, and I couldn't hear stuff on Monday. So, you know, I think the band's weird at times with this cycle, so we'll have to see what's going on. Anyway, Chuck, anything else?
Yeah, just I think on Monday we got hit with a one of the biggest solar storms that we've had since what was it now? 2003, they said. So it was a pretty serious one, and it was radio blackout conditions. And geez, Rick, that was the lowest noise level I've had in a while. But today the noise level is back, and it's higher than normal. And so if I can help you out and I hear stations you can't there, Rick, I'll let you know. So I'll pass it back to you and call out for some more check-ins or what have you. But VA3CJZ, back to net control.
Okay, thanks for that, Chuck. So we're clear with VA3CJZ for the moment, and yeah, we appreciate it. You hear stuff I don't sometimes. I can't figure that out why I can't hear it and you can't. But anyway, this is VA3 Charlie Whiskey Mike, and this is the TransProvincial Net. TransProvincial Net runs from 8 o'clock in the morning till 5:30 in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time, Monday to Friday. We try and have a controller on every hour, but some hours are not even worth being on. So there is a net, you can go on the internet and check out TPN 7055.com, and I think that's what it is. But anyway, that's TransProvincial Net, and you can see the list of what controllers are on. So if you want to volunteer for an hour, you know, feel free. And all the information is on that website. So this is Victor Alpha 3 Charlie Whiskey Mike. Get the recall sign here, and we're looking for check-ins on the TransProvincial Net. Anybody anywhere? If you can hear me, go ahead.
Victor Echo 3, Quebec, Echo Echo.
Yeah, V3 Quebec Echo. Have you been in there long? Because I was, where I'm calling was actually going to say hello to you there, over.
Oh, the way, they're just finishing up here, Rick, so I'm making out a check. Over.
Okay, very good. Yeah, anyway, yeah, well, if you want to take over, oops, I just put in your call instead of my own there, in the log, So, yeah, anyway, did you say you want to take over there? Go ahead.
Negative, Rick. We're still wrapping up here, so you carry on. You're doing a great job there.
Yeah, okay, Marty. Yeah, and I put you in a lot with your home call there. So, yeah, good stuff anyway. Yeah, I gotta type it in yet. Oh, yeah, I did type it in. But I got only one E. Okay, yeah, there we go. I got it corrected. Okay, Marty, yeah, well, thanks for being there, and good luck with the ferns there. And so we'll talk to you later, and that's Marty, the other fellow that usually is on here with me from the Warplane Heritage Museum. Anyway, so anybody anywhere, this is TransProvincial Net, and we're looking for check-ins. This is VA3 Charlie Whiskey Mike. Go now, please.
Victor Alpha 3, Tango Alpha Charlie.
Holy jeez, yeah, how are you doing? VA3 Tango Alpha Charlie, how are you doing there, Tom?
Yeah, good afternoon, Rick. Yeah, doing pretty well. Getting sick of the snow. How's the winter been treating you?
Not too bad. The snow, there's about, I don't know, about 4 or 5 inches out there that's accumulated in different places where you can see. It was -2 when I was out earlier, but Colin was telling me it's down to -6, and now the wind is blowing too there. So, yeah, anyway, that's the way it goes. It's always changing, I guess, Tom. And what's the weather like where you are there? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's about -6, and got a couple inches of snow and some wind. The sun's out now, so that's nice, but blue snow yesterday, blue snow, we're going to have to blow snow today after here, and yeah, I guess that's just kind of the way of winter, and it sounds like it's going to be cold for the next few days, too.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing. Yeah, it's supposed to get cold. Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see, though, how much snow we get. You know, we're supposed to get dumped on here good on Sunday, but, you know, like, you know, we wait and see because that can change at the last minute from where we are, you know, with the wind and lake effect and all that good stuff. We're actually in a good spot here in southern Ontario. I can get over some of the hams I talk to in the States that, you know, they can't get over how good our weather is. You know, everybody, a lot of people anyway down there think that Canada is a cold country, Canada, you know. And I remember seeing in July people coming across with skis on their car, you know, on the rooftop carrier, and saying, where's the snow? Where, you know, we want to go skiing. Where do we go? Well, you got to go way out west to go on the mountains. Anyway, yeah, so you never know, Tom. But our weather's here. Good thing we don't live in northern Michigan. That'd be like northern Ontario there, or?
Yeah, it would be a bit of a mess. Yeah, I guess there's a big system coming northeast, or I don't know, something coming through the States. They're talking about it on the Weather Channel, so anyway, happy to avoid it, and yeah, even we get cold and sunny, it'll be pretty good. Anyway, Rick, you take care there, 7-3. You have yourself a good rest of your hour, and yeah, get that shovel sharpened up for Sunday.
Yeah, okay, and hey, Monday night, big solar storm, and I couldn't hear nothing anywhere on the SCRs. The one, I even had trouble on the one, there's one they have here in Hamilton, one of our club members has one on the escarpment up the hill, and I had trouble hearing on that. It was nothing but noise. So basically it was a local thing. So I'm still toying with the idea of going to 80 meters, and we haven't gone there yet, Tom. Okay, thanks for the check-in, VA3TAC, from VA3 Charlie Whiskey Mike. Take care there, Tom.
Yeah, 7-3. Rick, take care.
Okay, 73.9. Yeah, it'll probably shift. I don't know what's going to happen here. Anyway, all I know is that 40 meters is really a good band, but at night it gets long, so it's good that way. But anyway, in the daytime it works just perfect for the TP net. Anybody, anywhere, if you want to check in now, this is VA3 Charlie Whiskey Mike. Okay, this is TransProvincial net, Vector Alpha 3, Charlie Whiskey Mike, looking for check-ins. We're on here between 8 and 5:30, Monday to Friday, and we try to have a different controller on every hour. The next hour will be the last hour of the day, 4 till 5, and that is VE3 Hotel Victor Alpha. That's Rick in Ottawa, and he's right in the Ottawa area. Anyway, I think he's in Kerp. Anyway, this is TransProvincial net. Anybody, anywhere, please go now.
VA3CJZ recheck.
Yeah, go ahead. It's getting harder to hear you, so things are changing there. Go ahead.
Okay, I've got a check-in on YouTube from London, Ontario. That's Victor Echo 3 Kilo Delta Tango, VE3KDT. That's Noel in London. He just moved there a couple of weeks ago, and he's going to try and check in. He's going to put up an antenna on his balcony and see if he can make it in. But like you said, the band conditions are changing, so I don't know. You're still coming in here good, Rick. I don't know if you're listening to me on the SDR or on your antenna there, but you're still booming in here. Back to you.
Yeah, I can listen to either place there, Chuck. So, anyway, hello to Noel, and VA3 Kilowatt Delta Tango. You're acknowledged, but you're not going to go in the log. You're going in my paper log, but not in the VA3 Charlie Whiskey Mike log, because you're on YouTube, but I've got that noted, and you're in London, so that is great, and Chuck, thanks for that. And anybody on YouTube, welcome to our net. This is a TransProvincial net. We run every day between 8 and 5:30, and we try to have controllers on here every hour, but we're not always on YouTube. We're on YouTube courtesy of VA3CJZ, so you have to tune in to his YouTube channel on VA3CJZ, and you can pick us up there. Okay, so anybody else wants to check in, thanks for that, Chuck, and I can hear you on either one. You were fading a bit on Reno, listening in Pennsylvania, and you were fading a little bit on that one. The guy in Pennsylvania has changed software, so it comes up on the screen a little different, but it still works pretty good. In fact, I think it works better now. Maybe that software, that's what the SDR means, software-defined radio, and that means that it's digital and you get less noise. So anyway,
one of my cameras froze up.
We have a high noise level
So I'm going to have
down here where I am.
restart the stream.
So sometimes the signals, I can only receive them on the SDR.
Sorry about the inconvenience.
Some come through as well on my radio. Anyway, so anybody anywhere, if you're out there and you want to give us a check-in, this is VA3 Charlie Whiskey Mike.
Victor Echo 3, Queen Tokyo, VE3 QT, there, 12 kilometers, the village of Kerp, maybe 10 kilometers from Kerp, a little close to that.
There we go.
Anyhow, we're minus 4 degrees here with bluster and snow. Sometimes it's snow and snow, you can't see 50 feet. And
Next minute, you know, it's barely coming down. So it's quite a strange afternoon for snow. We did get quite a bit in the last few days, maybe 4 inches or so. Back to you, Rick, go ahead.
Yeah, 4 inches or so. Yeah, I think that we got 5, something like that. Anyway, yeah, well, keep sowing. Hey, but still, it's not bad at all, really, yet here, especially in Hamilton, Dennis. It's not bad. You're a little bit more north of us, and, you know, like I keep saying, I'm going to knock on wood there. I keep saying we're in a protected area, and, you know, the lake effect, I guess, I don't know what it is, but, yeah, Buffalo gets dumped on really bad, and we don't have that much here. We usually have one or two bad snowstorms a year, and that's about it here. Now, Ottawa, I think you get more snow we do, but anyway, I got you listed here as being carp. Are you in carp, Dennis?
Dentist and carp, but I haven't been for about 1 year.
Oh yeah. Anyway, you did on key, didn't you not? I don't know. Something just cut off.
What? I don't know what you're saying. Go ahead. What came up?
Oh, okay. You unkeyed. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's something you're way the end of the last transmission. I thought maybe something happened here. You never know what's going to happen, with the weather and with the solar flares and stuff like that. Anyway, yeah, okay. Well, I haven't been to the dentist for a little while either, and I need to make a trip, I think. But anyway, yeah, Deep Environment. We've talked to them quite a few times, and I haven't heard them on the air recently, so I don't know whether they're still going strong there or not. We had a bit of a situation out of the warplane with the roof, you know, being repaired, and they took our antennas down, and they were in the way, so they had to take them down, and you know, then they were waiting on an elevator, and so they're you know, we're up in the air as to whether we're going to move to a different part of the building, whether we're going to be able to put antennas up, or right now it's all on hold, so who knows, Dennis? Anyway, you always got a great signal here, and usually anybody out of Ottawa area comes in pretty good too there, Dennis, so that's great to hear. Anyway, what kind of signal do you have on me there in Ottawa? Go ahead.
Well, I'm about 13 feet away from my radio. Let me stand up and go look at my radio. I'm not sure, though. I've taken some dB off of my IF strip on my ST2000 here, so I can't really give you a good signal report with numbers. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Well, you're in the red. You're above 5 and 9, and so I'm not sure whether it seems to vary a little bit there. And I look at the radio not too often. It's more of whether I can hear you or not. So that's the main thing, especially here when we have a bit of a high noise level. And I'm below the escarpment. Somebody asked me where I was. I'm actually in the old part of the city there. I used to call it the center, but like the center, yeah, we're not near the center mall. We're west of the center mall, but we are in an old part of the city, and there used to be a police police station around the corner, but it's gone. They've changed everything and gone to new police stations throughout the city. So whatever. Anyway, good to hear you in there, Dennis. So anything new with you? And where you are out in the boonies, 25 acres. That is great there. And tell me more about the deepen bunker. All the antennas had to be above ground for sure, and the deepen bunker was below ground, I believe. So, how did they feed from the actual radio station up to the antennas? What kind of coax was on that?
Oh, I forget what kind of coax it was, but the amateur radio station in the deepen bunker was 4 stories, 4 regular stories below ground. Then there was a couple more stories below that too, and they used some kind of big piping going up through the ground over to where the tower was, where they were going to install all the antennas. So this was a way back way when they were building the deepen bunker. When I went there, it was all the other way around. It had all been decommissioned, and a lot of it dismantled, some of it falling down. So when the amateur radio club finally got the antennas and everything up and going, I wasn't there for the construction of it all, but I was there to help assist in building a few of the antennas when it was getting kind of reopened again. I actually haven't been there for about 3 years now, and the latest guy I know there is Nick Shepard, and he's still going. He lives not too far from the deepen bunker, not too far from Carp. Anyway, not much else I can tell you. Right now, though, I think it's still in pretty good operation, although I haven't been there for a while. Okay, on your location there, what's going on? Yeah, I know about all the activity at the Warplane Museum radio room when it was all coming apart there. I know Rick, you and I forget their EEQ or QE, the other call, Marty, you and Marty and one other guy, I can't remember, but anyway, yeah, I know you guys thought maybe you'd get that station antenna and everything back up there that they all took down, but that didn't happen, I guess, not yet anyhow. Hi. Okay, better let you go there, and you can grab somebody else before your hour's up, Rick. VA3, Charlie Whiskey Mike, from Victor Echo 3, Queen, Tokyo.
Yeah, okay, Dennis, been a pleasure, and thanks for the check-in there. So, this is VA3, Charlie Whiskey Mike. We're clear with VA3, Quebec Tango, and we're looking for any other check-ins on the TransProvincial net. We're on here until 4 o'clock, in which time VA3HVA takes over. Okay, so if you can hear me, please check in. VA3, Charlie Whiskey Mike.
And Victor Echo 3, India, Sierra X-Ray.
Okay, and there is Barry, VE3ISX. How are you doing there, Barry?
Well, very, very good afternoon to you, Rick, and of course to Dennis and everybody else on frequency. And again, a very belated happy birthday on behalf of, everybody on ONTARS. We saw your banner, and we did have it up, of course, on the HARC website. Anyway, not able to make it to the club meeting tonight, and hopefully things will sort of settle down here. My heel spur has given me a little bit of extra pain this afternoon, so I'm going to take it easy. Anyway, good to hear you, Rick. Big signal as always. Take care, and 7-3.
Yeah, okay, Barry. Hey, that's happening to everybody. yeah, Mikey there is not going to make it. His blood sugar is way too low, and yeah, I don't know if you know much about the blood sugar, but it was somewhere around 3, which is downright dangerous if you ask me. Anyway, and yeah, so anyway, that's the way it goes, and good luck with this bird thing. Yeah, my sister had the same thing, and it was pretty painful. I know that. Can't walk on it too much. So you take care of yourself there, Barry. And 73 for now, and thanks for the check-in. Thanks for the banners on OnTars and on the Hamilton Amateur Radio Club website. We did see the one on the one website. When I sent that email, I didn't see anything on the Hamilton Club one, and I didn't know about OnTars. I never checked there. Anyway, thanks again for that. So you take care of yourself. VA3ISX, VA3 Charlie Whiskey Mike, anything else there, Barry?
Okay, should be able to watch you on the team check-in again tonight, 7-3.
Okay, and don't forget to check out the website on YouTube, VA3 Charlie Juliet Zulu. We're on YouTube right now, so that is good advertisement for ham radio and for the TPNet, I believe. Anyway, okay, we're looking for check-ins on the TransProvincial net. This is VA3 Charlie Whiskey Mike. Anybody anywhere? If you can hear me, go ahead.
Direct 3 Kilo Sierra.
Okay, that VA3 Kilo Sierra, and that's a two-letter call there, or?
The name's Robert, and the call is correct, Victor Echo 3 Kitchen Sink. And my location, I'm down a little place called Shetland here in the sunny southwest. Not far from, well, I guess I'm about an hour west of London, and about 50 minutes south of Sarnia. Rick, over. And the name's Robert, by the way.
Ah, okay, Robert. Yeah, you got it right. It's Rick here, and we're in Hamilton. And we're actually at my home station here, and the Warplane Heritage Museum has no antennas at the moment. And usually Marty's right in that room, in the Warplane radio room, and we still have radios in there, mostly, well, there is some ham radios in there, but mostly the aircraft radios, and there's actually, geez, now I can forget what it's called, one that came out of a Jeep, though. Yeah, anyway, there was 2 of them in there, and we actually had one working. We were transmitting off of battery, and I think it was CW. One of the fellows that was Silent Key now, he's Silent Key. He was actually doing CW on it in the amateur band. So yeah, it'll come to me. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, that type of set. There's been a few guys in the radio room that have come in, and they knew how to work on that radio. So, you know, the tube radios, most of them were 24 volts, and you know, so we had to do a few modifications to make them work off AC with a 20-volt transformer or whatever. And one of the transformers we actually built there, Robert, you know, we had the capacitor went on, so this guy, one of the guys who's a silent keynote, by the way, yeah, he figured it out mathematically, but he made a mistake on the where the zeros went, where the decimal place was, and so we put that one in, and I just had a funny feeling when we turned the power on, something was vibrating or making a noise, and I backed away from it, and it blew up, and you know, let the smoke out. So So we recalculated and put another one in, and boy, it worked fine after that. But that's sort of a funny story there, Robert. Anyway, that's stuff happens at the warplane. VA3 kilowatt sugar from Victor Alpha 3 Charlie Whiskey Mike.
VA3CWM V3KS. Oh, very good. Well, that's an interesting story, and one obviously you'll never forget. Yeah, once you let that magic smoke out, it's hard to get it back in there. But it sounds like you were able to do that. I was looking on the website, and it says, do you still have, or do the restoration guys, do they still have a Lancaster that flies?
Well, certainly we do. The Lancaster is the pride and joy of the Canadian Warplane Heritage Museum, and one of the fellows that I talk to pretty regular, he's in Australia now. He married an Australian lady, and we talked to him on Equilink. Anyway, he was there when the Lancaster was brought in with a Chinook helicopter, and that was in the old building, and and he also got a certificate of being the Volunteer of the Month. So that is Rich Bagshaw. He was VE3 Bravo Quebec Quebec. He is now Victor Kilo 6 Bravo Quebec Quebec. And anyway, we talked to him on Friday night. So that's 9229 on Equilink, 9229 or TechLink. And he's on there on Friday nights at 8 o'clock. And his time, it's usually about 12 hours ahead. So, he's Saturday morning, but he's still keeping it Friday night. He started that net. I think they're up to 12:53. It'll be 12:54 this Friday. And he started that net when he was living here in Ontario. So he lived, a little bit on the outskirts of Hamilton there. So anyway, that's another story. There's lots of stories, eh? The older you get, Robert, the more stories you get there, or?
Yeah, I totally understand that, Rick. I don't have a lot of radio stories, but I'm old enough to have a lot of stories, that's for sure. And my wife and I spent 5 weeks in Australia back in May and the first part of June of this year, or excuse me, 2025, I guess, last year now. My dad, he flew in the Lancaster in the Second World War. He was a tail gunner. I have a bullet from the tail gunner's gun here. There's no powder in it. I'm not sure if the cap in the end's any good or not, but the bullet is complete except for the powder. It's kind of big.
Wow, and that was one of the most dangerous positions to be in, the Lancaster, for sure. Anyway, you reminded me of a story. Well, lots of stories. Hey, this old fella came in. He came into the radio room, and he said to Marty. Marty's 84 now, and he said to Marty, I know all about that drilling area there, Sonny. He called Marty Sonny, and anyway, he knew all about it because his pilot kept telling him to bring it in before they landed. He lost 3 of them on the fence trilling. We were showing him the trilling antenna that comes out of the Lancaster. So anyway, that kind of reminded me of that story. that was another funny thing, you know. He was 90-something at the time, and he called, Marty was probably around 80 then, and he called Marty Sonny, you know. that was funny. But anyway, yeah, your dad was pretty lucky if he was able to come back, because, you know, the Lancaster, if you've ever been in one, they're paper thin, and basically, and 4 great big engines. It's wow, they got lots of power. Those things, a lot of power for, and pretty big for that light of an aircraft. And the reason they were so light is because they had no armor or nothing else. You know, like you were sitting duck if, you know, you were in there and a tail gunner, boy, oh boy, well, yeah, thank your dad. Well, I don't know if your dad's still around, but my dad is gone. He died at 93, and he was lucky. He worked on woodwork, so he was actually stationed at Mount Hope Airport, which is now the Hamilton Airport, and worked on the wooden planes. He had repaired the wooden planes that they destroyed or you know, got screwed up from the training out there at Mount Hope. So that was the wartime there. But anyway, Lancaster still flying.
Yep, for sure. Well, yeah, my dad's not. He's not with us any longer either. He was fortunate that he by the time he was finished his training, of course, all across Canada, the West Coast, all over the place, and they shipped out to England. Was in England just waiting for his first flight assignment or whatever thing to get before to go into the war, and the war ended in Europe, and so he signed up to go to the Pacific, and before they could get him shipped off to the Pacific, the war ended there too. So he said he had the greatest vacation that anybody could ever have. He got to experience all the training and the flights and all that stuff, and never actually made it to war. So he was one of the lucky guys.
Oh yeah, well, my dad was lucky by default. He wanted to be a pilot, imagine that, and he joined up. He joined up the Air Force. You know, he didn't get conscripted. He joined up, and he wanted to be a pilot, but guess what? He was colorblind. So if you're colorblind, they won't let you go there because I guess it's harder to identify planes or whatever. And because he was a pattern maker, which they don't have anymore, he worked with wood, and that's what they had him doing, repairing planes that were used for training. And there was wooden planes back then. Anyway, your dad was super lucky too, I guess. And you know, like there's different people in my family that never made it back, you know. So yeah, but that, you know, that's the First World War II as well. So, but anyway, yeah, that's something most people don't like to talk about. And hey, but my dad was lucky, and so was yours. Anyway, it's been great talking to you there, Robert. And I got you down here in Shetland, and I think that's where you said you were. So anyway, thanks for the check-in, and we're here every week at 3 o'clock. VA3, Charlie Whiskey Mike. My home call is Victor Echo 3 Bravo Kilowatt. Okay, that's my home call there, and you can look us up on QRZ if you like. Anyway, thanks for checking, Robert, and back to you for a new file, and then we'll carry on. VA3 Kilowatt here from VA3 Charlie Whiskey Mike.
VA3 Charlie Whiskey Mike, V3KS. Yeah, good chat, Rick, and nice to meet you too, by the way. And yeah, it's good conversation and take up too much time. There's probably guys waiting want to check in and talk to you. So thanks for bringing me in. Thanks for doing that, and you're doing a great job. And you got lots of stories. I'll be back. Good talking to you, Rick. Take care, and have a good night. VA3 Charlie Whiskey Mike. This is Victor Echo 3 Kilo Sierra 73.
Okay, 7-3, Robert, and good to talk to you there. It was good chat. So we're clear with V3 kilowatt trigger. This VA3 Charlie Whiskey Mike for the TransProvincial net. Anybody else out there wants to check in, please go now.
Victor Echo 3, November Queen Mike.
Victor Echo 3, November Queen Mike. And how are you doing there, Walt? Geez, anyway, how much snow you guys got?
Well, we got enough that we could share quite a bit with you, Rick. Out blowing every other day here, so now we'll be starting to wear off here. But anyway, I've had the blower out more this winter than I did the last 2 winters, I think, here. So anyway, just out this morning again. And neighbor, he took the belts out of his snow blower, so I was over blowing his driveway out. And the neighbor beside him, I blew a bit of his backyard out as well there. He gets the commercial guy into the tractor, but I think he's home sleeping. The fella he's got there, I think, way too much work here in town blowing driveways there. I think he's got to took the day off to sleep a bit here. So anyway, we got more than enough snow here, and now it's supposed to turn really cold here. The coldest has been in years, I think, here, in the minus 20s anyway, Celsius here tomorrow night here. So anyway, I'm sitting beside the wood stove nice and toasty here, and lots of firewood left in the shed here yet, so we're not going to freeze. But the furnace is going to be running about a 50% duty cycle of 5 minutes on, 5 minutes off, and I guess that's cold here. So anyway, I hope it keeps going here. It's getting up to years here. Joe has never had any problem with it here, but anyway, the hydro bills and the gas bills will be up a little bit, I think, here. So not going to hold it, Rick. Good to hear you. You're about solid S9 here. Band's a lot better shape than it was a couple of days ago here. So looked out, I couldn't see any northern lights here, but you've had snow off and on all the time, and too many town lights here. Hard to see. The neighbor's got his backyard all lit up here. There's just too much reflection off the snow to see any northern lights here, but should have been a good display if it wasn't clean. I told the daughter about it. She's out in the country here to take a look here, but never talked to her since there, so she hasn't phoned up. Ready to raise her views and photography pictures of the northern lights here, but anyway, it was a fair bit to solar flow anyway here. I was first for about 15, 20 years here. So anyway, good to hear you, Rick. 7-3, say hello to Marty if he's on here, and so maybe catch you next week. VA3, Charlie Whiskey Mike, V3CJZ.
Yeah, okay, VA3, November, Quebec Mike. And thanks, Walt. Thanks for that. The northern lights are great to see. And I know they were down quite a bit. They came down quite a bit there. There was people talking about that. Anyway, in the snow, I guess we might be in for a big one on Sunday, but we'll have to wait and see anyway. And it's always good hearing you, Walt. At least you can come in the daytime. Monday nights have been kind of a wipe on 7100. We went to 7102 for a while because there's a birdie there on 7100 locally here. So we don't know what that is, what's causing it. But anyway, you take care of yourself, and hey, no heavy snow shoveling for you. Okay, well, so thanks for that. We'll see who else we can get in here before the hour's over. I guess the hour is pretty much over now, but anyway, so we're clear with November, or Victor Echo 3, November, Quebec Mike. This is VA3, Charlie Whiskey Mike. Any last minute check-ins on the TP net? Go now.
Victor Echo 3, Bravo Echo Kilo, Bill in Denver, over.
Okay, Bill, and VE3, let's see, Bravo Echo Kilo. That's got to be your initials, eh, Bill? Anyway, I couldn't get mine, but my home call, is V3 Bravo Kilowatt, and one of the guys in the name of Silent Key, and I was able to pick up that call sign. So anyway, Bill, you just slipped in there at a good time, and we're going to turn it over to Rick there in Ottawa pretty soon there. So anyway, how are you doing, Bill, and how much snow you had up there? Roger on that. Yeah, okay, well, anyway, I guess we're encroaching a little bit on Rick's hour, but, thanks for that report, and hopefully we won't get too much. We're in a protected area here, knock on wood. Hamilton, we're lucky, but we're supposed to get, I forget how much they said, 20 centimeters or something, 21, and, we'll believe it when we see it there. Anyway, Bill, thanks for the check-in, and I guess our hour is over here, so we better see if Rick is on board to come in here. Anything else before I turn over to Rick there, Bill? Go ahead. There's always stories. You see a lot of people at the warplane for sure, and there's always something to talk about or whatever happens. But when the old guys were coming in, there's not too many around there. We're in the Second World War anymore. So when some of them came in, boy, they could always tell you something, and usually it was something funny because nobody really wanted to talk about war. Okay, thanks, Bill. So we're clear with VA3 Bravo Echo Kilo, Bill and Sudbury. This is Rick in Hamilton, VA3 Charlie Whiskey Mike, and let's see if Rick from Ottawa is in VA3 Hotel Victor Alpha. Are you on board yet?
I am on board, sir. VA3 Charlie Whiskey Mike from the 3HVA.
Okay, well, we had a good hour, and I hope that you guys are good there in the Ottawa area. And we were talking to one of the fellows there that knew all about CURP, Dennis, or V3 Quebec Tango. I'm sure you've talked to him too many times. And anyway, we were talking about V3 CWM. So, the distance, it reminds me of the distance we had to go. Well, he had to go 4 stories, so, before they got onto the thing, we were out our contest site, we had runs of 1,000 feet, and we used hardline, 75 ohm hardline that was surplus from the cable company that we picked up, and it worked great as a transformer, and we could tune that to our the harmonics on our bands here, Rick. So, anyway, you have a good one, and we'll talk to you later. 73 for now from Hamilton. V3 Hotel Victor Alpha. Have a good hour. VA3 Charlie Whiskey Mike.
All right, you take care there. VA3 CWM from the 3HVA. It's a TransProvincial night. For Thursday, the 22nd of January. 1,600-hour session. That control station for the final hour. Victor Echo 3 Hotel Victor Alpha Rick from the nation's capital. All right. Rick and company have departed stage left. Net acknowledges on receive only Victor Alpha 3 Papa Juliet. And back to transceive Victor Echo 3 Queen Tokyo. V3 Whiskey India Golf, VA3 Mike Bravo India,
VA3 Mike Charlie X-ray, VA3 Sierra X-ray Bravo, and VA3 Romeo Victor. Did we miss anybody? All right, VA3 Queen Tokyo, Dennis.
Yeah, g'day, Rick. Still listening along here. I was on a little while ago there, about 15, 20 minutes ago, with the Warfighter Museum down in Hamilton. Anyway, you're coming through solid as can be. It's about -4, 4.5, 5 maybe, right in there. And we've had all kinds of snow here today, on and off, on and off. A little while ago, about 20 minutes ago, looked outside, you couldn't even see the trees 60 feet away. It was blowing and blustering that hard. And I looked out the front door down my driveway and couldn't see anything. It was all this pure white. And guess what? About 10 minutes later, the sun came out. Go ahead.
Well, at the moment, I'm just looking over my left shoulder here out the basement window. We've got a combination of broken clouds. So there's some light spots and cloud mass, but I don't see at the moment any blue. And then closer into my backyard, I've got snow showers. Fairly large flakes. Not intense density, but nevertheless there.
Yeah, it's really weird the way it is today. Right now I'm looking, no problem at all. It's clear through the basement windows, through the trees that are about 60 feet away. And they're moving quite a bit. There's a lot of gusting going on. Anyhow, I did have the driveway cleaned today. So we got that nice and cleaned out in front of the garage and right up to the back steps. So that's great. So we'll see what we get there in the next 2 days. Not looking forward to this cold. They're still calling for this -30 for 2 days. That's no fun. And that's without wind chill, I think. So it's going to be pretty cold here. Anyway, in my sunroom out there, I think there's one tap I'm going to have to check a couple times through the night and turn on maybe and run the water continually. I've done that several times over the years when it gets super cold out there. I have a thermometer underneath the sunroom, and it tells me what the temperature is there. And right at the moment, it says it's 7 degrees. No, not that one. 6 degrees. Yeah, 6 degrees under the sunroom. So it doesn't take long for the wind to blow hard and drop that down to 0, where the pipe under there could freeze, where it goes out from my main basement out to the sunroom underneath and up to the sink. Hot cold water. And it's toilet too, of course. Anyway, I got these problems I got to take care of. Go ahead.
I'm wondering, we've probably discussed this in the past. Have you ever considered that electrical heating safe?
Oh, yes. I have used it full time for the last 40 years or more on my main water supply coming out of my wellhead. I have going from my basement in the house, a regular 120 volt cord going out there, and right out in the wellhead itself, I have, I think it's about a 6-foot long electrical heating tape. I've got a thermometer on the end of it, so it's thermostat control. And I have that wrapped around my 1-inch water pipe going from the basement foundation. And the water pipe goes from the basement foundation out there, probably about 25 feet. But I only have that 6 feet of it right out at the end near the actual well head itself. And it works. I also have a measuring thermometer out there, so I know what the temperature is out there. And I have this unit in the coal cellar here, where the water actually goes out, so I can look and see what the temperature is out there. Go ahead.
All right, well, sounds like you've got it thoroughly covered 6 ways for Sunday.
Yeah, sometimes I plug it in and leave it on a couple of months at a time, and it goes on and off and on and off. From about 3.8 degrees to 7.2 degrees, it can go on and off. That's the range of the thermostat. So when it gets down to 0, of course it goes on. And when it gets, say, above 3.8, it might go off, which means it's not being used. Other times I don't plug it in full time, before the real cold gets here. I just plug it in occasionally when they say it's going to be cold. But I can also measure its temperature out there, so I know. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm glad that you've got it thoroughly covered.
Yeah, the only thing is, what do I do when it goes bad in the winter and it quits? And there's no way I'm shoveling snow off my entrance to the wellhead. When it's minus 30 outside. Go ahead.
Well, you might have to make contingency planning or something of that nature, and have a standing agreement with a local hotel, so if things really go bad, you've got somewhere to go.
Yeah, well, I could somehow try and get somebody. Anyway, I managed to get by the way I set it up. It is set up pretty good. Okay, Rick, I'm going to check the stock market here. I haven't checked it much for a couple of days, seeing all this doctoring and running around visiting doctors for the last couple of days. I stopped one pill, I started another pill, got all kinds of things going on. So my body doesn't know what it's doing. It could be bad, it could be good. It might take 10 days to figure it out. Go ahead.
As long as they figure it out.
Yeah, I hope so. I have another meeting with my doctor on the 30th. So that's 8 days from now. What's today? 22, yeah. On the 30th, I go back to see the doctor and see what we're going to do. Back to you.
All right, well, sounds like at least you've got appointments lined up.
Yeah, we're working on it. I just wish it would go a little faster. It's not a simple one either. It's a little bit painful here and there. Well, you can't sleep and you got cough and choke and all kinds of crazy things. I think I got a lung problem that they haven't figured out yet. Go ahead.
Well, let's hope not.
Yeah, well, you never know. Okay, Rick, we'll let you go. We'll be listening along. V3, Queen, Tokyo.
All right, I'll give you a shout in about 45 or so there. Victor Echo 3 Whiskey India Golf, Bill. The 3 Whiskey India Golf, Bill. All right, nothing heard at the moment. The 3 Mike, Bravo India MBI, Mark. It's not super strong, but I think we can hold it together. Good for you. some news for you regarding that phone call that we had, Joe, what is it now, a week and a half ago. Anyways, I've got some news. I missed part of that question. No. But it's not for the reason that you might be thinking. Anyways, I'll fill in the blanks on the twisted pair. Yeah, that would work, I think. I've got a medical appointment, but it's earlier in the afternoon.
Okay, Rick, I'll call you about 10 minutes after net time tomorrow afternoon.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, buddy, have yourself a good one, Rick, and I'll say 73, the one and all, and I'm out of here. VA3CJZ in the group, V for MDI.
Enjoy the ticket wait. VA3 Sierra X-ray Bravo.
Are you calling me, Rick?
I am indeed. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon there, Rick. I'm just on the internet here, seeing the new airplanes that Canada's got. The C-295 Kingfisher replacing them, the Hercules there. I've got them down in, is it Greenwood or Greenville down Nova Scotia there. They got 3 of them. Apparently we've ordered 16 or whatever, and we're just kind of reading up about that.
Yeah, Greenwood, I think is the name of that base.
Yeah, okay, very good. Yeah, they don't look to be a bad plane. More modern technology where instead of peering out the window out of a Hercules with binoculars looking for things, they've got these remote cameras that they can move around and look and all the rest of that. So it's kind of high tech compared to using a Hercules. So I'm just kind of getting up to speed on that. Anyway, hearing you a little bit better today there. Maybe bank conditions are changing a little bit there.
Yeah, I've got some sizzling in the background, so there's a little bit of competition, but you're perfectly copyable.
Yeah, I just seem to have different things on the go all the time. I still have not hooked this amplifier up. One day I'm going to have to get my button here and hook the amplifier up and give you a little more power. But yeah, as long as you're hearing me with 100 watts, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, as I say, there's a little bit of competition. I'm not sure whether it's from the Lennox or something else, but as long as you're able to break F9s, we're okay.
Yeah, very good. Well, with the Aurora Borealis the other night on Tuesday night, I didn't think there was anything left of it. And about 10 o'clock Tuesday night, I went over to 6 meters and heard some people calling, and I made contact on 6 meters with just 100 watts, and I was into Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and what was the other one there? Costa Rica. So all down Central America way, I made 3 of them. So you're looking at anywhere 1,800 to 2,000 miles on 6 meter with 100 watts, so that wasn't too bad.
Give yourself a gold star.
Yeah, well, it's just a matter of being at the right place at the right time. You know, I just thought I would give it a try with the Aurora Borealis. Supposedly kicking up havoc and all that, and sometimes it works in your favor on 6 meters. So anyway, give it a try there. So anyway, Rick, I've not really been paying a lot of attention to the start of the net, so I don't know who's checked in and who hasn't. I'll say good afternoon to everybody. And I will be listening along in the background while I'm multitasking here. So nothing really on this end to report, Rick. So back to you. V3HBA. This is V3SXB.
Yeah, we've got some very... I don't want to say it. Anyways, there's somebody, a couple of KC down picking up a storm.
Yeah, we always get some AH, about 2 clicks, or 2 KC down, about 98 there that does it and doesn't, hear us. So anyway, not much we can do about it. There's no cure for stupidity. I guess I lost you.
All right, are you going to be with me for the hour there, Fred?
Yeah, I'll be here to the top of the hour there, Rick.
All right, we'll see how things unravel there. The 3 Sierra X-ray Bravo from the 3HVA for the TransProvincial net. The 3 Mike Charlie X-ray, Chris.
I just dropped the kilohertz to 7099, and someone is. I heard a K call sign anyway to the US band, so they're out of band, and possibly it could be a Quebec station making calls as well. But anyway, hey, spent the day snowblowing, or morning anyway, snowblowing on drive. They had an issue with the snowblower again. I heard a clunk and saw a 4.5-inch bolt come out of my snowblower. Anyway, one of the bolts, which I was replacing both in the muffler, one of the bolts fell out again. It came out, got tossed out of the chute and got bent. Anyway, I straightened it, tried to put it back, just would not hold, but luckily last Sunday when I went at Home Depot, I bought some spares, and anyway, I put a lock washer on it this time, so I think from now on, whenever I use my snowblower, I'm going to have to tighten those bolts, 2 bolts again, and wait until the summer and fix it.
Are you referring to shear pins?
No, it's not the shear pin. It's two 4.5-inch bolts that hold the muffler onto the engine.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering about shear pins. I've been very lucky for the last 3 years after I made a significant change in identification of certain objects in the backyard. I'm using those, I guess they're about 1/4 inch, 4 foot long, whatever, fiberglass spikes. I don't know what else to call them. And they have the reflective red doohickey on the top. Anyways, if you line, after I figured out how to line them all up so they, you go along, go on there hasn't been any oopses.
Well, I haven't done any oopses myself. I've got a couple of spare shear pins, but I've never broken one on this current snowblower anyway. Anyway, we have, it's snowing here right now. It should be, actually it was mostly sunny today and windy. When I started snowblowing, it wasn't windy. When the bolt fell out and I was repairing it, the wind just picked up and it just blasted into my face. But anyway, at least we got that done, and looks like the next, it's going to be cold, by the way. I don't know if you've checked the temperature for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, but it's going to be pretty cold. Like, I mean, daytime high is Friday night here, it's going to be -28. So I'm not going to be doing a hell of a lot over the weekend. I think I'm going to stay indoors.
The only thing that is this moment in time that I have to do is on Saturday morning get an Ottawa Citizen Saturday paper. After that, I'll give it in as long as I'm clear for my medical appointment on Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday, early afternoon.
Yeah, well, the next snowstorm here is expected on Sunday, but we'll see. Anyway, I'll let you carry on, Rick. I'm right away to Gord. I'll say good afternoon to Gord HXS. He is listening, so he might try. He's not on your list, maybe ask him, but
all right, thanks. I've got Gord, just put him on the list there and so on. I'm starting with a new blank piece of paper today, so all the previous notes have been set to one side. All right, I think Chris has gone that away. The 3 Romeo Victor. The 3 Hotel X-Ray Fox, Gord.
Yes, Rick, good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to everybody else, Chris and Dennis and Fred and Usher involved on frequency. Anyway, it's a very snowy day in Bracebridge. This morning I snowblowed. We probably got about a foot of snow over the past 24 hours. And it's really coming down hard, so I'm going to stay put and stay inside for the night there, Rick.
Well, I think the order of the day is to stay on the warm side.
It sure is. And Rick, one thing I was going to ask you, you mentioned yesterday you had a recall on a vehicle. I was wondering what kind of vehicle you got. You had a call from the Nissan. Apparently there's a recall on our vehicle too, so we've got to take it in for Tuesday. And after I got off the phone, I should have asked why, but I didn't. What kind of vehicle do you have there, Rick?
I've got a 2019 Honda Civic SI model. And the recall came out quite some time ago. I've been putting off and putting off. It has something to do with fuel pump, in the middle of the road trip.
Okay, I've got a 2023 road here, and apparently there's some turbo issue which crops up once in a while. So I assume that's probably what it's about, but I don't know. Anyway, I'll be listening along, but staying inside today is, I think, the best option.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we'll probably give you a shout. I think we'll have enough time for a second round there in a little bit. The 3 Hotel X-Ray Fox from the 3HVA. The 3 Whiskey India Golf. Bill, are you about? Victor Echo 3, Romeo Victor Victor. Rick? TransProvincial net. Do we have any further stations?
Victor Echo 3, Romeo Victor Kilo.
All right, Bill, we've got you up at Sudbury. There's somebody else in behind in a bit.
Victor Echo 3, going to Quebec.
All right, boy, you're nice and strong there this afternoon, Mike. Be with you in a moment. The 3 Bravo Echo Kilo, Bill.
Oh, very good afternoon. I'm just putting together some gadgets here. We have a club meeting. We have a project tonight on Thursday night, so I'm putting together little bits and pieces. See if we can have some fun tonight there, Rick. Over.
So what sort of project are you putting together?
Well, I bought here for CW transmitter and also a receiver, so an all-band receiver, so there's something to do, that's for sure.
Yeah, it sounds like a dandy opportunity to get everybody around the table.
Oh yeah, for sure. We had the first thing, a lot of people say, well, how are your soldering, what's your soldering like? You feel like you can do that sort of thing, and we have some soldering, desoldering stations and that sort of thing, and so we were all practicing there last week, so now we're going to see if we can solder something on some boards.
Well, good luck. I'm trying to think quite quickly the last time I did any soldering over there in the workshop. I'd have to do a major amount of moving things around just to have enough room.
That tends to be the problem, isn't it? If you're not doing some little project, you lose the space.
And then some. As a matter of fact, come to think of it, I've got a brand new, very lightly used, maybe once or twice, device. It's sort of like a souped-up vice grip, not vice grip, but vice. And you can move it around and so on. And if you've got a circuit board, you need to position it so that you can solder. It's quite flexible.
I just went over to take a look at mine. I've got one that's called a Quick Flight, and it's the Black & Decker color, the DeWalt color, yellow and black. It's quite versatile. It can be attached different ways, and it's quite good for holding things.
Yeah, it sounds like a dandy little addition. What was I going to say? I certainly recognize the DeWalt color scheme. That's pretty well known.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I also, when I'm talking about it, well, one thing with DeWalt, I sort of wanted to converter that fits right on those 20-volt batteries or whatever voltage your battery is. It's a DC to DC conversion. And 12 volts exactly. I looked on the very 12 volts right on 15 amps is the maximum. 3 keep sticks on it. Right on that battery.
Yeah, you kind of got clobbered by the Lennox next door. Came in and cycled on just when you were getting rolling there. One thing, as you're talking about things for the workbench, one thing that I got to try and find is one of those magnifier lights, circular and gives you good quality, good intensity of light. And along with the optical lens that is the magnifier.
Yeah, I've got one here that isn't the best, but once you get that lens nicely cleaned up, you got to put something over it, especially if it's going to sit for any length of time. You have to clean it off. It takes more time sometimes to clean off that doggone lens than it does to do what you want to do.
Yeah, while you were transmitting, I was just trying to see if I could filter out some of the racket from the furnace. Unfortunately, the furnace won the round.
It's running pretty often, isn't it? You have to go over there and fix the cycle on that furnace, so when it's going to run, it'll run and leave you with at least 25 or half an hour or so.
Well, this has certainly been going for years now.
Yeah, well, maybe if you know the person well enough, you might be able to go over there and put some chokes on that thing.
Oh, it's far more complex than that. It involves a total of 3 printed circuit boards, and I'm not sure. It's years since it first came up for discussion.
Well, actually, I think if you go on to YouTube, you might find some more recent results.
Well, Lennox actually was well acknowledging there was a problem. This is quite a number of years ago, probably somewhere in the order of 12 years. At this point, I'm just hoping that pretty soon that furnace is going to have to be changed.
Well, if it's going on that long, I guess maybe it's not a high-efficiency furnace.
Oh, it's very definitely high efficiency.
Anyway, my son's in the business there. I'll have to, next time I'm talking to him, whether if you can determine whether it's the AC input circuit or it's radiating from some other things like a simple thing like the thermostat cable, maybe the antenna. Somewhere something's radiating like that.
No, I don't think it has anything to do with the thermostat cabling. No, this is strictly what do you call it, circuit boards and changing things, etc. As we said a moment ago, I think it's a total of 3 different circuit boards. 2 have to be replaced, and the third one actually has to be connected.
Yeah, usually, how long does it take to come? Is it only a very short burst and then it quits? That would be the ignition when it's starting, but maybe it's longer than that.
I kind of missed that. I kind of missed that, though. Oh, somewhere in the order between 5 and 6.5, 7 minutes. You know, it follows the on-off cycle.
Okay. Fan on all the time or not. I always run mine 24/7 so it's the balance it's not like it's close.
Yeah, I'm going to have to let you go. The racket is it's quite intense.
Okay.
He won't use a rag, Bill.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I say he won't use a rag.
Well, there you go.
I told him before to shove the rag up the exhaust of the furnace, and then it will shut off.
Yeah, until the service guy comes along, and depending how swift they are, I had a knob.
Before to shove a rag in the exhaust pipe because it's one with an intake and outtake. The PVC pipe, stick a rag in the exhaust and that'll shut it down for an hour and then he can hear, but he won't do it. Yeah, very good. All right, carry on, Rick.
All right, some good ideas there. We'll think on that. V3 Uniform, India, Quebec. Mike, very good afternoon.
VA3HBA, VA3UIQ. Yeah, good afternoon, Rick and everybody on the net. How's my signal today?
Oh, quite readable. Quite readable. And, no, I don't know. I was going to look at yesterday's sheet, but I've got it stashed somewhere else in the basement here. In spite of that horrible propagation situation yesterday and the day before, yesterday I actually had 15 seconds, which is quite unusual.
Oh, yeah, that's good, because Wednesday morning I had the 8 o'clock. I could not hear anybody, and no one could hear me. I talked to a few of the regulars, and they didn't hear me as well. So, yeah, I'm glad to see the bands are in better shape. Talking about noise, I was getting some vertical lines on my 80 meters, and I found out it's one of my power supplies. A cheap switch mode power supply I have for on the workbench there. So found that out yesterday. So that was kind of fun. I was able to fix that myself.
Well, it sounds like you're working at it.
Yeah, no, I have my portable POTA radio was acting up on me, so I got it fixed. And while I was testing it, I pulled in a power supply, and sure enough, it caused some noise on the only on 80 meters though, not on 40. And yeah, hopefully the weather breaks, we'll do some POTA stuff.
I missed the very last comment.
I said, I hope if the weather breaks, I'll be able to go into the park and do some parks on the air.
Well, make sure you got your battery-powered long gun.
Yeah, no kidding, eh? We're going up ice fishing first weekend of February, in the first week of February, and I hope it warms up a bit because it's been cold.
Well, I don't see how it could get much colder than it's supposed to be for this coming weekend.
Well, you'll have to drive down to the Capitol Hill there and get warmed up by some of those centers.
Well, like I say, just make sure you got the long gun.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, Rick, have a good evening. I'll be in the background. I may or may not be here for the second round, but I'll be in the background listening for a while. The E3HBA, the 3UIQ, and 7-3, everyone.
All right, you take care. Stay safe. VA3 Romeo Victor Victor. Rick? TransProvincial net. Do we have any further stations?
VA3 X-ray Delta Juliet.
All right, Dick, VA3 X-ray Delta Juliet. How are things down in Rockport?
Rockport not too bad. -1 degree at the moment. Precipitation this afternoon. We had a couple of inches or so overnight last night. Probably about 4 and the other stuff everything stays off here. So I'm happy that turn it back to you. A nice sunny afternoon. All the way to all the best to all. VA3CJZ.
All right, well, I'm glad you had some sunshine. We had actually a snow squall just as I got to the first of the grocery stores that I was visiting this afternoon. So I missed most of it because I was into the store just as it started, and it was tapering off as I was leaving. I was lucky, but other than that, it flew and it was almost horizontal.
You take care.
All right, 7-3, stay safe. The 3X3 Delta Juliet from the 3HVA to the TransProvincial net. The 3 Romeo Victor Victor, Rick. The 3 Whiskey India Golf, Bill. TransProvincial net. Do we have any further stations? All right, Rick. V9 Mike Tango Bravo from the 3HVA. Good afternoon.